Growing up without a father as a male or female is tremendously difficult. If you have, just like me, grown up without a dad, life served you a bad hand from the very start. But you can turn it into your greatest superpower if you know these things that I'm about to tell you. What's up guys, my name is Marcy, I'm 31 years old and I'm an electronic music producer and DJ. My music is being played by some DJs around the world, so if you like some vibey deep house dance music, check out Unknown Vibes on Spotify. And I'm also a photographer and I recently quit my 9-to-5 job, so if you want to learn how I basically escaped the 9-to-5 rat race, check out this video up here. Very important video today. This is a very serious topic. So in general, this is gonna be one of these nice, cozy talking head videos. If you're just getting ready for work, for example, just put the phone aside, listen to the stuff that I have to tell you, and maybe you find yourself in that. And yeah, now that we got that out of the way, let's start. So my father left at a very young age. I think I was around 5 years old, and therefore I don't remember much from that time, but the things that I do remember are mostly negative. And if I think about childhood memories, I think it's crazy that you have so many traumatizing events that basically scarred you for life. And I think it's just sad if you think about your childhood and most things are negative. I was born in 1993, so I'm a 90s kid and I got to enjoy some of the best things like playing Super Nintendo with my sisters, watching amazing movies like A Bug's Life or Tarzan, all that good stuff. But yeah, there was also my father, who was an aggressive alcoholic at the time, and he pretty much terrorized our family. And most of the memories that I have about him are negative. I think it shouldn't be that way, but most of these experiences were so intense that basically outweigh the positive ones in a way. Like for instance, I can remember one situation where he basically threw glass bottles after my sisters and myself to the wall next to us, you know, fucking scared us, obviously. And remember, 5-year-old little boy getting attacked by a glass bottle. Or there was another one where he punched me in the face, and so much so that I started bleeding out of my nose. I was so fucking scared. Remember, small kid, you don't know what's going on really, what's happening. Yeah, he was so drunk that he basically missed the shot, so to speak. I didn't understand why I got punished that way for basically nothing, you know. And this particular situation was so traumatizing that for all these years I questioned myself whether this truly happened or I was exaggerating the situation in my head, you know. Until lately I had asked my mom whether this truly happened, because I was saying to her, Mom, I remember, I have this memory, I will tell you how I remember it and you will tell me whether this happened or not. And she said, well, in fact, yeah, that was just what happened. She then told me that he was drunk and missed the shot and didn't mean to punch me that hard, but he did. Another thing he liked to do was to, before he drove to work, and by the way, when he drove to work, he did it on like one bottle of cognac or whiskey to function properly. Imagine, it's crazy, huh? He liked to lock the doors to the living room or other rooms in the apartment where we had our TV or some of my toys and all of that stuff. So basically locking away certain parts of our apartment from us, you know. And yeah, I can tell you that was shit. I was not a happy child, you know, at that time at least. Until one day we decided to leave. And in the beginning, I know I said that he left, but basically it was the other way around. And I think you will now understand why. It was like in a movie scene, you know. My mom's cousin was capable of lockpicking doors. So one day after my father had left to work, we called everyone from our family. Mom's cousin lockpicked the doors so we could get all of our stuff out, and we moved to another city. That's absolutely crazy, isn't it? To me, that's just wild. And for me, at that time, that was super exciting because it felt like some sort of undercover operation, you know? And my dad, once he came home from work and found out that we had basically gone, he, of course, freaked out, as you can probably imagine. He called my mom, telling her that he wanted us to starve to death, that he would not pay child support, which I think he didn't do actually for a couple of months. That also brought us into hard financial struggles. But why am I telling you all this? Obviously not to trauma dump on you Although I must say that writing down all these things kind of had a healing effect on me. And please guys, by the way, if you have similar experiences or even worse, of course I'm aware there are people who had it much worse than me in life. Write down your story in the comments, what traumatized you, what helped you to get over it. Let's just share it. And yeah, since I'm sharing, basically doing soul striptease, and tell me how you turned your life around, because that's essentially the idea behind this video. I want to give you guys my perspective on how these things in hindsight made me even stronger, and hopefully you can use that for you as an inspiration as well. First of all, I think these things happened for a deeper reason. They were meant to be, and of course they cannot be reversed. Those damages that have been done are there. You would have to accept that you may have to deal with these demons for all your life. And what I mean by that, taking me as an example, there could be some trigger or situation that I get flashbacks from my past life, my childhood, and I all of a sudden have to deal with that, and it's not always easy. But then what helps me is I always think, who do I want to be? Do I want to succumb to all of this trauma, give myself up, or do I end this chain of fucked upness, you know? If you have watched my last video, you would know that I have a kid. I have a 4-year-old daughter, and having had all of these experiences in life makes me super aware how I want to treat my kid. I want to be her greatest hero, I want to be her rock, I want to be her mountain, you know? And I want to be a man that she can look up to and be proud to call her dad. And not some fucking loser who uses their past as a pathetic excuse and say, I was treated this way, so I had to return it to someone else, you know, and destroy their life as well because my fucking life was destroyed. So there's always two sides to a coin, and perspective matters here. So break the chain of fucked upness, guys. And that alone, whether you have a kid yourself or not, that fact alone will make you so proud of yourself that you didn't just give in, transferred all of that shit that happened to you onto somebody else. It will make you absolutely confident, guys, whether it's in business, your dating life, anywhere. For me personally, I don't take shit from anyone. I had to learn to love myself for decades. I think normally you get that sense of self-love and confidence from your parents. You can get a certain part from your mom, but you always get also a certain part from your dad. And if that's missing, it makes it incredibly tough, and you need to learn that yourself. However, since I learned to love myself now from deep within, and it was fucking hard work, I can tell you that, I'm deeply convinced that I deserve to be loved for who I am, for what I bring to the table, because I had all this crazy stuff happen in my life and I still decided to end this chain of effed upness, as I said. That's how you need to see it, guys. And on top of that, secondly, you also learn to be on your own and that nobody's coming to save you. And this is so crucial, guys. Nobody's coming to save you. It's just you. I knew right from the start there's no father figure which I could rely on my whole life to lift me up or whatever. There's no one to pay for my bills, for my first car, to help me get my first job, talk about girls. I had to get these things all by myself with my own labor, my own experience. And I learned early that if I wanted to get somewhere in life, I had to do it completely on my own. Which, granted, is incredibly freeing if you view it that way. You have your life in your hands and you can take all the necessary steps to improve your life. There's no overarching figure in your life that always takes the decisions for you. I'm daddy, as dumb as it may sound. It's just the way it is. And what I've noticed is that you also start to project this kind of father energy onto others. People like to surround themselves with you because you have this calm, collected energy, because you had to be self-reliant from a very early age. And you may also have this incredible drive to build your own empire and not to take over an empire which was built before, which you never truly own, in my opinion. And last but not least, guys, I don't want to get this video too long. It's already really long. And I may be repeating myself here, but listen to the food for thought which I want to give you. By growing up without a father, you will learn a special resilience and self-belief. You fucking need to. You're faced with situations where you have to be both your own mentor, your own cheerleader, your own trainer on the sidelines, your own critic, things, you know, a father would do normally. So the flip side is, yes, you miss out on this guidance early in life, which your father should have provided. but you instead gain a sense of self-reliance and self-belief and a personal toughness that nothing else can give you and nobody ever can take away from you. Whether it's taking risks at your job or starting a business or just overcoming tough situations in your life, you learned that. And for me, one of the most important things it taught me is who I want to be in life. What is the person that I want to become, which maybe my younger self, the young Marcy, would have needed. And what kind of person do I want to be for my kids? I want to be this kind of man that my child can look up to, like I said. And it's about showing that even though you started out with less, you can do more and create something out of it. So be proud of yourself for the way that you've already gone and the way that you will still be going. Okay, let's wrap it up here, guys. This video is already way too long, but I hope I could encourage you to find your own purpose and to view things the way they are. It's not about what's missing, but the way you fill those gaps.